Next up on the 31 Days of Halloween movies, we're going to be talking about the 2001 PG-13 English language Spanish film, The Others. The Others is a supernatural, gothic, psychological horror film that stars Nicole Kidman, was a massive hit back in 2001 with great critical reception. Can't believe I had never heard or even seen this movie, looking for all the best horror movies for a couple years ago. This is definitely a movie that is a big hidden gem that I think a lot of people need to give this movie a ton more credit. Why does this movie work? Well, Nicole Kidman absolutely tears it up in this movie. She is absolutely fantastic, gives a star-studded performance that is absolutely reckoned with. I think she has one of the best horror performances I've seen, along with Toni Collette's Hereditary. She's just absolutely on edge and wild in every scene in this movie. Everything truly revolves around her as she gets so much screen time, as she carries this whole movie. This movie really works because of her, because we're really focusing on her character almost the entire time, and just how she goes mad and goes absolutely crazy. And some of the things she said is insane, and she has so much control in those situations, and that's why things are not going the way it should be. I gotta say that normally I'm not huge on kid actors, but they really held their own, and they're in a good amount of this movie. I mean, they're literally part of the main cast. Like, they are the main characters along with Nicole Kidman's character. So if they don't work, the rest of the movie doesn't work. And I never felt once that they were cheesy, that they were underacting, and they were really, really good in this movie, and I think they need a lot more credit. So the big thing about this movie is the twist ending. I really did not see this twist ending coming. I was watching my girlfriend Maddie, and I was like, oh, I know this twist. I already know what's going to be. This is so stupid. And once it hits you, it punches you right in the face, and you're like, what? I did not see that coming. Oh my goodness. It actually made sense so quickly while we're watching the rest of the movie. And they explain it so well that it doesn't feel like they BS'd you on certain aspects of the movie, and they were like, oh yeah, you forgot about this? Well, we have a plot hole here. No, I didn't feel like there was any plot holes. It all made sense. It was such a crazy twist ending that I had heard about going into this movie, but I didn't know how it would be a twist ending, because you have that mystery aspect of what is actually happening the entire time. They really pull you along so well, and I gotta give them so much credit for really not hinting at it, but at the same time they are, and I thought that was absolutely perfect. Music is really great in this movie. I feel as though that it really does capture that spooky, creepy, haunted house mood that does feel very soft at times, because this movie is very emotional, it's dramatic, and it's not that typical supernatural horror film that you would see. It really does focus on the characters, and so the music complements those great, more talking, dramatic scenes. I feel as though the direction is really good in this movie. I really enjoy how there's so many really good scares in this movie, and there's so much implied subtlety to what is happening, or what could be happening. I felt as though that this movie really was pretty creepy at times, and maybe not just jump scary kind of movie, but very disturbing and very creepy all at once, and that's going to be due to great direction. Editing and cinematography are top notch in this movie. I think they're all great. I love the cinematography. It has like this old 1940s, 1950s look to it that feels kind of old, kind of beat up. The horror and the effective scares are really well done, and they really do make this a really fun, chilling, supernatural, haunted house movie that I think is going to have a really great rewatchability going forward and finding something else with it. This movie is more than just a great horror movie. It's a great movie in general because it has a great and well-developed story. You have these characters that are living in this house. Things are going on. They don't know what's going on with it. But then you have this World War II aspect that gets thrown in here, and I really did think that they weren't going to play it into the movie, but they do an awesome job wrapping that theme into this movie and having something deeper and darker to say that I want you guys to figure out on your own. But those aspects is what makes this movie so fantastic and really made me feel intense throughout the whole movie, and really felt bad or good for all the characters in this movie. The characters are very well developed. They have their own arcs. You know exactly how they're feeling the entire time, and they learn certain aspects that they didn't know before, and they are just really likable, but very understanding when they're not likable. And I think that's something that's very important for films to be able to get, especially in horror films. Without this great and well-developed story and characters and the great World War II theme mixed in, I think this would have just been a boring, bland, cool horror movie that would have been just a simple 6 out of 10, fun, has a cool twist ending. But when you add those great aspects, I felt way more engaged to this movie. I wanted to see where our characters were going to go. There was a lot of twists and turns that they had, especially with the maid in this movie and her crew and how they're incorporated, and you don't see where that's going to go. This movie really does leave you on edge the entire time, and it left you guessing the entire time. And I gotta say, this movie is truly excellent. I think this is a awesome, fantastic horror film that I initially rated an 8 after I watched it, but after writing out my review in my notebook and just talking about it now, I gotta give it the 9 out of 10. Let me know, have you guys seen the others? Do you guys want to watch it? It's actually on HBO Max for the rest of the month, so if you guys have that, I highly recommend checking out the others. And as always, please like and share the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me. You guys are liking my videos. Subscribe to my channel. You guys are the best. As always, I'll see you guys next video.